This video will give a little background behind the concepts of open access and open educational resources and explain their importance to faculty and students in higher education. What is open access? Open access refers to freely available, digital, online information and can describe literature, research, data, and more. Authors who make their works openly available online seek to break down barriers to information and education by applying open licenses to their work, allowing users to at least share the work and maybe even remix it with open licenses. Open access is often used to describe a publishing model for scholarly communication that makes research available to readers at no cost. Let's look at the current cycle for publishing research. The first few steps may sound familiar. The government puts out a call for proposals and award grants to researchers, who then conduct the research and write a paper. They submit their paper to a journal, it is accepted, and peer review occurs. Here's when the research cycle gets tricky. Before the journal article is published, the authors must sign an agreement that usually transfers their copyright to the journal publisher. Because of this transfer, the journal publisher usually has complete control over the article and the research, including when it is published and who can access it. As a result, articles are usually published in journals that are closed to the public, meaning they have to pay to access this research, and libraries have to pay to access these journals. Due to the all rights reserved copyright, if the public can get access to the research, all they are able to do is read and cite it when appropriate. The entire process results in a huge delay in scientific progress. Also, while the public initially funds the research through their taxes, they end up having to pay to access the research in the end. With open access publishing, the first few steps of the process are the same, but the big difference happens when the authors go to sign their agreement. If the author negotiates to keep some of their rights, they can opt to make a copy of their article available in an open repository, such as their institutional repository. So while their article is waiting to be published through the journal, the public can immediately access it through the repository for free. If the article was published with an open license, the public is even able to retain, remix, and share the article as the license allows. Finally, we have sped up the scientific progress and ensured that research remains a public good. There are other options for making research open, including publishing in open access journals. Check out the directory of open access journals to learn more. The link is in the description below. So why should we care about open access? Open access benefits faculty by increasing visibility of their work and allowing them to comply with their grant rules. It has also been found that open access publications have 18% higher citations on average. You can see this research in the description below. Open access research benefits students by increasing their access to research when they are encountering paywalls or frequent and lengthy interlibrary loan requests through the library. And finally, open access research benefits the public by providing them with free, immediate access to research and speeding up the scientific research process altogether. Let's shift gears to a related topic called Open Educational Resources, or OER. Open education refers to a movement that is taking advantage of the internet to provide anyone access to learning for free. This is made possible through OER, which are educational materials that are shared at no cost with legal permissions for the public to freely use, share, and build upon the content. These resources are made possible today because the internet makes it so easy to store, copy, and distribute digital resources. They are also possible because they are openly licensed through Creative Commons licenses. But what can you actually do with OER? We can use David Wiley's 5 R's to learn about the permissions that OER allow. Retain. This gives us the permission to make, own, and control copies of the content. Reuse. This is the permission to use the content in a wide range of ways, such as in a class, in a study group, in a website, in a video, and more. Revise. This is the permission to adapt, adjust, modify, or alter the content itself, such as translating the content into another language. Remix. This is the permission to combine the original or revised content with other material to create something entirely new. And redistribute. This permission is to share copies of the original content, your revisions, or your remixes with others. The easiest way to confirm that an educational resource is an open one that provides you with the 5R permissions is to determine whether or not the resources are in the public domain or have been licensed under a Creative Commons license that permits the creation of derivative works. As you can see here, there are 4 Creative Commons licenses that allow us to share derivative works with the public. The last 2, with the non-derivatives license, are not considered to be open. OER benefit faculty and students in many ways. They give faculty more academic freedom to change their textbooks to fit their courses exactly how they need them. They save students money at a time when education and the cost of textbooks has never been higher. Research shows that learners can have better outcomes when their teachers use OER instead of educational materials available under all rights reserved copyright. You can find links to research that backs up the last 2 points in the description below. OER are often stored in repositories online. OpenStax and the Open Textbook Library are 2 popular websites to find open textbooks. Merlot is a great place to find ancillary materials. You can even find entire open courses available through MIT OpenCourseWare. You can find their links in the description below, as well as a guide for finding, evaluating, and remixing OER. If you have any questions about open access or open educational materials, you can always ask a librarian.